Welcome to the 2015 Bike and Pedestrian Count, brought to you by the Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission, in partnership with the City of Charlottesville, Albemarle County, the University of Virginia, and local bike and pedestrian advocates. This video reviews the count instructions for the intersection of 6th Street and Monticello Avenue, shown on the map as location 8. This is one of the locations due to its importance in the downtown, south downtown area, and also engaging the success of the contraflow lane that was recently installed on 6th Street. A contraflow lane is a one-way street that allows for two-way bike traffic. This is a simple intersection with 4 legs or streets leading into this location. Monticello Avenue crosses this intersection, moving from west to east. And 6th Street Southeast is the north-south leg of this intersection. Just to the west, you have the Ix property. To the north, you have Friendship Court, and beyond that, you have the downtown pedestrian mall. Here, we will review a few features of the site just to get you acquainted with the intersection. As you notice, there's a bike lane on the western leg, Monticello Avenue. You will see lots of cyclists using this lane as they pass through the intersection. There are also bike lanes on the northern leg of 6th Street. You can see one of these bike lanes extending through the intersection, defining the space for cyclists as they pass through this location. Here's another picture of the intersection, looking east from the southwest corner. You can see in the middle of the screen the bike lane that passes through the intersection. You can also see the crosswalk on the eastern leg, which is Monticello Avenue. When volunteers come to the site to collect data, there are 2 corners that are ideal. Volunteers can sit at a bench on the southwest corner where there's a bus stop. There's also a grassy area on the northern corner where someone could bring a lawn chair or an umbrella to collect those counts. In the count, volunteers will record the number of pedestrians that pass through the intersection. We will also collect bike counts and in addition record the turning movements of those cyclists through the intersection. This is the bike count form where volunteers will record the number and movement of cyclists through the intersection. There are 12 boxes in this diagram representing the various turning movements in the intersection. When a cyclist passes through this location, make a tick mark in the appropriate box indicating the movement and the direction from which the cyclist approached. For example, if a cyclist approached from the west along Monticello Avenue and turned right onto 6th Street Southeast, the volunteer would include a tick mark in box D3, shown here. If a cyclist approached from the east, passing directly through the intersection, a mark would go to box B2, shown here. Volunteers are asked to conduct these counts in 15-minute increments to provide a more detailed breakdown of the counts. Every 15 minutes, start a new form and make sure to indicate the time on each sheet. This effort records the number of people on bikes, not the number of bicycles. In the picture to the left, there are 2 individuals on the bicycle. Consequently, the volunteer would include 2 marks on the form. The picture to the right shows 5 people, which includes an infant. This would count as 5 in the bike form. Also, we ask that volunteers count all cyclists, even those riding on the sidewalk. Collecting counts on pedestrians is more basic. Volunteers will not record turning movements, but the total number of pedestrians. These marks will go into a box on the form apart from the intersection diagram. No matter the turning movement through the intersection, each pedestrian will be counted as 1 in this sidebar. Also, remember to conduct these counts in 15-minute increments, using a new form every 15 minutes, making sure to indicate the time on each sheet. When conducting the pedestrian count, make sure to include people in wheelchairs and children in strollers. For people on skateboards or rollerblades, mark those individuals as other on the form. When volunteers arrive at the site, they should bring a copy of the count instructions, the location map, and most importantly, the count form with the intersection diagram. If you would like to borrow a clipboard, please visit the TJPDC offices and check one out. Also, make sure to bring extra pens and pencils, along with the contact information of the project lead, Will Cockrell, in case someone on site inquires about the count and would like to learn more. Bring sunscreen, snacks, and water, especially if you are counting for more than an hour. Finally, make sure to bring a watch or cell phone to keep track of those 15-minute increments. Once you've reached the site, become familiar with your surroundings. If you ever feel unsafe, stop counting and leave the location. Your safety is our priority. Also, it's best to arrive 15 minutes before your time slot, allowing yourself to assess the intersection and to review the count form. This may also allow you to interact with a volunteer from the previous time slot and ask about any difficulties he or she experienced with the counts. For more information, visit the project website. You can find detailed count instructions and forms of the different locations, frequently asked questions, along with other important information. If you would like to sign out a clipboard or pick up copies of the forms, please visit the TJPDC offices at 401 East Water Street. The project lead is Will Cockrell. You can contact him for additional assistance or questions about the counts. We would like to thank all of the volunteers for their efforts. This information will be critical for identifying and prioritizing bike and pedestrian projects in our area. We greatly appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing your counts. Thank you.